The title of this movie is called Venom, released in October 2018 and directed by Ruben Fleischer. A dark superhero action film that follows Eddie Brock's struggle with a powerful symbiote, leading to a thrilling journey filled with chaos and unexpected alliances. So come on, let's start the recap. While exploring space for new habitable worlds, a probe belonging to the Bioengineering Corporation Life Foundation discovers a comet covered in symbiotic life forms. The probe returns to Earth with 4 samples, but one escapes and causes the ship to crash in Malaysia. The Life Foundation recovers the other 3 and transports them to their research facility in San Francisco, where they discover that the symbiotes cannot survive without oxygen-breathing hosts, which often fatally reject the symbiosis. Investigative journalist Eddie reads about these human trials in a classified document in the possession of his fiancée, an attorney preparing a lawsuit defense for the Life Foundation. Eddie confronts Life Foundation CEO Carlton Drake about the trials, leading to Eddie and An both losing their jobs. Consequently, An ends her relationship and engagement with Eddie. 6 months later, Drake's symbiosis trials are closer to success, though he loses one of his symbiotes because of his own carelessness. Eddie is approached by Skirth, one of Drake's scientists, who disagrees with his methods and wants to expose him. She helps Eddie break into the research facility to search for evidence, and he learns that an acquaintance of his, a homeless woman named Maria, is one of the test subjects. Eddie attempts to rescue Maria, but the symbiote possessing her transfers to his body without him realizing, leaving her dead. Eddie escapes and soon begins displaying strange symptoms. He reaches out to An for help, and her new boyfriend, Dr. Dan, discovers the symbiote on examining Eddie. Drake exposes Skirth to the remaining captive symbiote, killing them both. This leaves the symbiote inside Eddie as the only known surviving specimen. Drake sends mercenaries to retrieve the symbiote from Eddie, but it manifests around his body as a monstrous creature that fights off the attackers. It later introduces itself to Eddie as Venom and explains that the comet is searching for planets where the symbiotes can possess and devour the inhabitants. Venom offers to spare Eddie if he helps the symbiotes achieve their goal, and Eddie uses the superhuman attributes that the symbiote imbues him with. Eddie breaks into his old workplace to turn in evidence of Drake's crimes, but is surrounded by SWAT officers. An sees him transform to escape and takes Eddie to Dan's office, where they explain that the symbiote is rotting Eddie's internal organs. Eddie notes that the symbiote has 2 weaknesses: high-pitched noises and fire. Although Venom claims the organ damage can be reversed, An uses an MRI machine to separate him from Eddie, whom then Drake's men capture Eddie. Meanwhile, the 4th symbiote, Riot, makes its way from Malaysia to San Francisco by hopping from body to body. It bonds with Drake, who agrees to take Riot in a Life Foundation space probe to collect the rest of the symbiotes and bring them to Earth. An reluctantly bonds with Venom so they can free Eddie. When Eddie and Venom are bonded again, the latter promises that it has been convinced to help protect the Earth from his kind through its interactions with Eddie, and the pair attempt to stop Riot and Drake with An's help. After a lengthy battle, Venom damages the probe as it takes off, causing it to explode and kill both Riot and Drake. After the incident, Eddie returns to journalism, while An believes Eddie is no longer bonded to Venom after this, and that Venom also died in the explosion. However, the pair remain secretly bonded and set out to protect San Francisco by killing criminals. In a mid-credits scene, Eddie is invited to interview incarcerated serial killer Cletus Kasady, who promises carnage when he escapes.